Hey y'all, hey.
What up?
It's Dana and Devon from Legacy Impact Coaching. And we wanted to just come on tonight really to talk about our upcoming free class that we have. And we're excited about it. We want to talk a little bit about it, answer any questions that you have in reference to it, and just talk about who needs to be there for this class that we're having coming up on December 13th through 16th.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Well, even have some folks coming in.
Hello, come
Hey,
on
Pastor
in.
Cindy. Hello, Devin.
So we're pretty well excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting conversation.
Yeah, so...
Very needed conversation for some people. We're talking about intimacy. We're talking about sex. We're talking about all the stuff related to those words that get everybody's attention, whether it be good or bad. We're talking about the good and the bad and the fun, the not so fun. We're talking about intimacy. And so we want you to be there to get some of the information. And we're not just talking. We got a group of people that are talking that are going to bring some flavor, going to bring some energy, going to bring some perspectives and some expertise to the conversation.
Right.
So tell them more about what
the event is December 13th through the 16th, and it is intimacy in marriage. And what we're doing is we are bringing in experts. We're bringing in certified sex therapists. We're bringing in infidelity recovery specialists because we know how important intimacy is in marriage, and it is very foundational to the success and really the strength and the bond of your relationship. And sometimes it's not talked about a lot in marriages, especially in the church environment. A lot of times it's not spoken about, and there are things that need to be discussed, and it can be difficult. And we want to try to open that door. We want to be able to help you start that conversation, because we know there are some couples that have never even had a conversation about sex, about what they like.
Yeah. And so we want to just kind of help you with that dialogue, help you begin to kind of unearth, demystify it, and kind of unearth some things that you may be afraid to talk about, maybe some things that you tried to talk about and you just can't. You need to get some water. Just that you can't. You don't know how to begin to talking about it. And so we want to get on the same path with you. We want to get on the journey with you and try to help you have some of those conversations, to help you just find the words, because it is a very difficult thing to talk about to talk about intimacy with your spouse especially. You think it would be one of the easiest things to do, but in a lot of cases, you know as well as I know, there are seasons in your marriage where it's not easy to talk about. There may be things that are going on. It could be, kids coming onto the scene. It could be losing a family member. What do you do in these situations? What do you do when there's a major traumatic life event that you have? And so how do you talk? What language do you use? What are some tactics that you should absolutely stay away from? And so instead of trying to figure this thing out on our own, we want to bring some perspective. We want to bring some experts. We've got experts from all walks of life, all backgrounds, all situations, and they're coming from a professional standpoint. They're coming from a very professional standpoint. They've got years and years of time logged with counseling couples who have struggled with intimacy and are now winning when it comes to intimacy. And so if that's you out there, that if you're struggling with intimacy in your marriage, you're struggling with how to have conversations, you feel like you're at your wit's end, you're beating a dead horse, we want to help you. We want to help you. We want to help you begin to recover. Maybe you've been in a situation where there was an affair, there was a betrayal, and you're thinking, nah, it ain't happening no more. We're done. We're toast. There's no way that I could trust this person and let them in to my most private places. I want to tell you that you can turn that around. There are couples just like you who have been in that situation, who have been at ground zero, who have turned things around, who have the marriage of their dreams right now because they were able to get some help. They were able to walk this thing out with someone who had some experience in this area, someone who's a little further up the road than them, that could come alongside and be that type of counselor, coach, cheerleader, whatever you want to call it, to really rally around them to help them. They didn't go through it alone. Most people don't recover from an affair, from a betrayal, from intimacy issues. They don't recover just by hocus pocus. Some do, but most of us, the rest of us, we need help. We need help. And so we want to give you the help. As I mentioned, it's free. What you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. A lot of places, they would charge you probably hundreds of dollars to get what you're going to get in this session. So we definitely don't want you to we don't want you to miss this. We want you to be a part of this conversation. We want some dialogue, and we want to just really impart into your life and make something out of nothing. Even if you feel like there's nothing going on, you feel like the intimacy is over, the emotional connection is gone, the physical connection is gone, I want to tell you that it doesn't have to be gone, that there's still an opportunity for you to turn that thing around. And so we want to be able to help you. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun dialogue. We're going to have some what do you call it? Some hot talk.
Yeah.
Some red hot
conversations.
talk. Red hot conversations. We're going to have that. And so we want you to learn. And again, it's coming up December 13th through December 16th of 2020, 8:30
p.m. Eastern.
Most night, all 3 of those nights. And so we want to let you know that it's free.
Just click the link in the bio. Yep. To register, so you'll get the link. It'll be on Zoom. It'll be private. You can join anonymously, so you're able to ask questions live. So that's another important dynamic, because again, as Devon said, this is free, and these sex therapists actually have their own private practices. They charge hundreds of dollars for a 1-hour session, but they understand how important it is. We understand how important it is for a relationship to succeed with intimacy. And so they're willing to give you guys some tools and some strategies and some steps on how to at least start the process of conversation, to really start down a new path of understanding. We've had a chance to talk to some of them, and we've learned things. You know, we figured that we have a pretty healthy, intimate life, but we also learn things. So there's things that everyone can learn, whether you've been married 6 months to 20, 30 years. There's always something that you can learn in the area of intimacy. So we want you to join us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad sometimes when you think about, and we've talked to couples where they've never even once had a discussion or talked about what they like or what they want to try or even when they should have it. And those are kind of conversations that can be awkward and, scared to even begin. So hopefully we'll help you start those conversations, takes down some of the walls and the fears that you have, and begin to start drawing closer just in conversations, not even part of the actual intimacy piece, but just opening up the dialogue.
Yeah, because it's not always about the act. A lot of times you have to get those conversations in place. You have to, in this particular realm, you have to have that conversation. You have to set expectations. You have to talk about some of the awkwardness. And it's just weird if you've never been trained to talk about, what good touches that you like, touches you don't like, or what turns you on, what doesn't turn you on. If you're not man or woman enough to have that conversation, or you haven't been trained enough, I won't even go there. I'll say you haven't been trained as a husband or as a wife to have these conversations. You need help. You need help. I mean, just some pointers, and we want to help you craft some language. You'll learn some of the language from us and some of the other experts that will be on. You'll learn some of the language that you can use. You'll learn some of the communication techniques, because at the core of what we do at Legacy Impact, it has to do with communication. Communication, connection, and affection. We think there's a kind of a continuum. At the beginning of any relationship, you began that relationship by talking to somebody, having a conversation. The only way to keep that relationship going is to continue to have those ongoing conversations about life. And so as you have communication, you get that healthy communication going on, you get the connection happening. You begin to say, oh, I'm vibing with that person. Oh, they make me laugh. Oh, they really, get me intellectually. And then the affection comes right after that. Now, in any of those situations, if you rip out the communication, if the communication gets backlogged or gets broken down because of an offense, because of a betrayal, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start feeling like, oh, I'm not connected to this person. Oh, the last thing you're going to want to do is be affectionate with that person that you're not connected to and that you can't have a conversation with. So we at Legacy Impact Coaching, we want to try to begin to help you have conversations, help improve your communication so that you can follow that continuum into connecting and into affecting and having affection. And so a lot of what we're going to talk about is going to be communication, how to communicate about affection, how to communicate about your connection, and how to communicate about communicating, because people just don't know. We both have degrees in communication. I have 2 degrees in communication. I have, mass media. I've worked in that for several years. And so we want to help you communicate. We want to help you have these awkward conversations, and we want to really help you take your marriage from where it is to where you want it to be. And so it's coming up less than wow, it's right around the corner.
I know. It's
already
December 13th
Yeah.
through the 16th. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern, all 4 nights. They are free. You just have to click the link in the bio to register, and you will get the email sent with all the Zoom information. You'll be able to ask questions anonymously. If you have some burning questions or things that you want to talk about or ask about, we are going to have that as well, because these are live sessions. And so we want you to join us. If you have questions, you can, of course, DM us, and we'll be sure to ask the experts or make sure that those topics are discussed.
And if you have questions, or if you know someone that has questions that may not see this video, or they may not know that it's going on, please feel free to share this. We want you to share this. We want you to get the word out and let them know they can join too. Maybe you're a single person. It's okay for you to join too. Let's have some conversation. Let's help you begin to make some good choices in this area. Make some good decisions. Make some firm decisions. Have a plan. Have a system. What we hope to give people out of this is a system, is a way of approaching this thing called intimacy. This thing that God created between a man and a woman. We want you to be good stewards over this thing. We want you to have the best physical relationship you can possibly have, and we want you to have a system to do that. Hopefully that's what you're going to get out of this particular conference that's coming up. Okay, we look forward to seeing you there.
Yes.
Until then, we'll keep the conversations going. I'm Devon, and this is my wife Dana, artist. 16 years of married, going on 17, and so we want to help you get some more years under your belt. We want you to have some healthy, happy years under your belt, and so keep the conversations going, and hopefully we'll see you at that conference. If not before then, we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Okay, take care.